Nigerian Customs Service has appealed to National Assembly to lift tariff waivers on local companies producing carbonated drinks. Customs Comptroller General Colin Hamid Ali, retired, made the call while addressing the Senate Joint Committee on Finance and National Planning on the projection of 2020 to 2023 medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper. He called on the federal government to broaden its excise tax net to include carbonated drinks in order to boost revenue generation. The custom boss wonder why companies like Coca-Cola do not pay taxes in Nigeria when they do in other countries they have operations.
We have been pushing for an expansion of our own excise collection. During the Shode Council regime, a lot of industries were de-exercised, including Coca-Cola, all these people producing Chivita, so all the carbonated drinks. And the only one that were approved was tobacco and alcoholic beverages. And the understanding then was that tobacco and alcoholic beverages affect the health of our citizens. So therefore they should be taxed. And that remained on the books. But we know generally, Senate President, that carbonated drinks are also injurious to our health because of the content of sugar. And if alcohol and cigarette can be taxed, they too should be taxed. And so we have been pushing for the exercising of these industries so that we can collect excise duty from there. Like I said, gradually the import will be reduced, the collection on import will reduce because of the trade agreements we have signed. So if we do not expand our excise, then the collection from customs will suddenly drop.
Hamad Lawal, who declared the public hearing open, expressed shock over revelations, saying it should be immediately reviewed as such action would take a toll on the nation's economy.
Why not? Is it the excising? What else can we do? Or is the excising not the solution? But for Coca-Cola, I think it's a misnomer. Coca-Cola is a misnomer, yes, that you will not charge Coca-Cola for so I think this is not going to be an executive function alone. We need to work together, the executive and the legislature, to see those that really are supposed to be given some exemption. Because I can't understand if we are giving Coca-Cola a free ride, then okay, that is undermining our economy. This is an established business all over the world, and it's a dominant business in the soft drink industry. So unless we are making ourselves the country of subsidy for international companies, we should look into that. And of course, let's also see, you work out that, what we have lost over the years.
In conjunction with FRS.
Yes, FRS, you do the same, please. We are not trying to undermine the previous policy, but we should be reviewing policies really. When the exercising took place, probably there was no harsh environment, there was no difficulty like we are facing today. While we don't want to overburden businesses, but we have to be practical and realistic in the national interest.
The custom boss also presented its revenue target for 2021-2023 fiscal year. The Joint Senate Committee on Finance, National Planning as some of the Minister of Interior, Rauf Aregbesola, and the Comptroller General of Nigeria Immigration Service, Mohammed Babadende, over contract handling of issuance of resident permit for non-ECOWAS citizens by firm contact. The committee issued a summons at the opening of the 5-day public hearing on the 2021-2023 medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategic paper. Chairman of the committee, Senator Solomon Adiola, said the two must come to explain the circumstances surrounding the details and award of the contract to contact, which allegedly have been keeping bulk of the money received on behalf of the federal government for the issuance of the resident permit.
This committee about very clear that this whole committee is also working on these things from the information we gathered. There is need for us to go on a very elaborate investigation into all of this in a bid for us to get more revenue for us as a country, because that's what we are. That's what is paramount, and that's what is jamming to us as a committee. But because we are working within a time frame and a tight schedule, we will take enough information as we can take today, and maybe after the consideration of that, the committee cannot come in form of a proper investigation into the revenue sources of the Nigerian immigration. Senator Binani, you have the immigration to appear alongside the other Minister of Finance and everybody, because this is a very germane issue. She has to hear, to listen to you, and say, if immigration will give you the necessary support and back, you can generate more revenue. It's a fundamental issue you have this. So, as long as we want you, the Honorable Minister of Interior or Internal Affairs, and the State Custom, to appear tomorrow 11 o'clock.
The Comptroller General of Nigeria Immigration Service, Mohammed Babadende, appealed to the Senate to checkmate the excesses of the contact, which has several times sued Nigeria Immigration Service while collecting exorbitant percentage for resident permit. The Immigration Board said the firm kept between 72 and 55% of the money received between 2018 and now.
If they are blocking Contact, is a good idea, because Contact is not a good company for Nigeria. Nobody should defend Contact as a company that should do business in Nigeria. This is a company that took us to court. This is a company that wanted to seize our property, including our mission and NNPC building.
Where?
For instance, NNPC building, they took us to UK arbitration panel, where we are asked to pay 8 billion naira. And then, why should we defend this company? As far as we are concerned, this company has no value for Nigeria. And I have to say it. I'm not committed to the company. I'm not interested in the company, what they do. As far as we are concerned, that job we can do. It's a job we can do. $2,000 for resident permit. If that $2,000, you can make the resident permit with $500. $1,500 can go to federal government to throw away the company. Government will make more money. So we cannot say we are blocking the company. We are not blocking the company. We are operatives. We know what is wrong with the system, and we kept saying it. I have written almost a book on Contact, distinguished senator. The issue distinguished senator raised is a valid issue. Prices keep increasing for resident permit without added value. We wrote, I have written. If you increase the cost of resident permit from 750 to 1,000 to 2,000, it is not the fault of the current Minister of Interior. It's not the fault of this administration. But the truth of the matter is that you cannot increase price to $2,000 and change the formula, and when you accumulate the change, you find that the revenue they are sitting getting more. They're getting more than before, because 72% of 1,000 compared with 2,000 is higher. I have the details here with me. I can read it for you. So please, we wrote, and I have the paper, and the case has gone to even EFCC. We have written that we are against Contact.
A report by Global Amnesty Watch (GWAT) says President Muhammadu Buhari has effectively stamped out Boko Haram terrorists from 5 states in the northeast of the country. The 36-page report titled Commendable Feats and Successes of Muhammadu Buhari Administration in the War Against Insurgency in Nigeria examined the country's fight against insurgency in the last 5 years. Renowned scholar Professor Olawale Ogundipe, Dr. Ibrahim Mansour, and Dr. Oke Okechukwu, Comrade Ibrahim Abubakar of the Save Humanity Advocacy Center all joined Guat country representative Terence Kwanum to unveil the report in Abuja in the presence of top government functionaries, academics, and civil society groups. According to the report, emergence of President Muhammadu Buhari in 2015 saved the country from impending collapse and disaster. The report noted that the Boko Haram have been significantly downgraded since the coming on board of President Muhammadu Buhari in 2015.
It is indeed a statement of fact that Muhammadu Buhari-led administration has done brilliantly in the persecution of the war against Boko Haram insurgency in northeast Nigeria. The fact was buttressed by the reintroduction of professionalism and innovations in the operations of the armed forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The quality of the service chief was also a contributory factor and mostly responsible for the successes in the war against Boko Haram insurgency that led to the liberation of 5 states in the northeast Nigeria. It is indeed stated that this was a deviation from the past where Nigerian armed forces experienced its lowest ebb in the annals of the country, with weak and uncoordinated military responses to threats to the territorial integrity of Nigeria. The Muhammadu Buhari administration also entrenched a regime of transparency and accountability in the Nigerian military that ultimately saw to the renewed vigor in the persecution of the war against Boko Haram insurgency, as well as other forms of criminalities in the country. The era of massive corruption in the military has also been curtailed through the multi-layer processes introduced in line with global best practices in defense spending. The report also identified that there has been an improved defense budgeting as well as the provision of training for officers and soldiers in contingencies, counterinsurgency operations. The Nigerian military also witnessed improved welfare packages aimed at boosting the morale of armed forces personnel as well as a drastic improvement in civil-military relations.
The Coalition for Nigerian Movement says it has uncovered an evil plot by opposition and other desperate elements to destabilize the administration of President Buhari with the aid of the National Assembly. Speaking at the press conference in Abuja, CNM convener Sabo Ode said these agents of darkness have finalized 3 mutineering strategies to destroy President Buhari. According to Ode, the first is to raise motion on the floor of the Alo chamber that administration of President Buhari has failed Nigeria in area of security. CNM convener added that legislators would then make bogus claim that appointees of president are corrupt to taint his anti-corruption crusade in fulfillment of the desires of their sponsor, who among others are out to discredit the president. Ode further disclosed that the final phase is the public instigation of youth across the country against the government, citing untold hardship and insensitivity towards the plight of the people. The Coalition for Nigeria movement, however, charged fellow patriots and all relevant security agencies to rise in defense of the country at this critical period. He warned that NANS and its allies to retrace their step and respect the people's mandate given to President Muhammadu Buhari in 2019.
The Coalition for Nigeria movement is using this medium to call on all security agencies and the Nigerian people to be at alert, as these unscrupulous elements who want to destabilize the country are now using members of the National Assembly in both Senate and House of Reps for their evil plot. It is indeed sad that events of such nature is taking center stage in the country at a time when the country is meant to be consolidating on the gains of democracy. Some elements are busy plotting for the country to return to the dark ages where evil and deprivation reign supreme. This indeed calls for concern from all stakeholders in Nigeria towards addressing this significant threat against our nascent democracy. It therefore behoves on all Nigerians to rise in defense of this country, by ensuring that the plot to disintegrate Nigeria fails. The Coalition for Nigeria movement wishes to state that the proponents of the destabilization plot against Nigeria, having enlisted the support of the members of the National Assembly to raise motions on the floor of the hallowed chambers, that under the administration of President Muhammad Buhari has failed Nigerians in the area of security. We are aware that members of the National Assembly will make bogus claims that appointees of the president are corrupt to taint the anti-corruption crusade of the present administration in fulfillment of the desires of their sponsors, who, amongst a couple of things, are out to discredit President Muhammad Buhari and his lofty dreams for the country.
The Center for African Liberation and Socio-Economic Rights, CALSA, has hailed President Muhammadu Buhari for liberating 5 states in the northeast of the country from Boko Haram terrorists. CALSA, however, charged federal government to begin rebuilding and rehabilitation efforts in these states to avoid a resurgence. Speaking at the press conference in Abuja, CALSA President Princess Ajibola said the military has indeed lived up to the expectation by stamping out terrorists from Yobe, Adamawa, Bauchi, Gombe, and Taraba states. The center further called on the federal government to ensure rapid infrastructural development to boost citizens' living conditions. He added that the urgency requires all hands to be on decks as military head closer to wiping out remnants of insurgents from hideout on the fringes of the Lake Chad Basin region.
We use this medium to commend President Muhammad Buhari for matching his words with actions by providing that political will to liberate northeast Nigeria from the shackles of terrorism. The Center for African Liberation and Socio-Economic Rights, CALSA, salutes the courage of the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria for displaying attributes of leadership such as honesty and integrity. This, we must admit, contributed immensely to the Nigerian army turning the tide against the Boko Haram insurgents. The Center for African Liberation and Socio-Economic Rights, CALSA, also tasks all well-meaning international non-governmental organizations operating in the northeast Nigeria to render humanitarian assistance to returnees to their communities. The task is also before other international partners, as well as the critical group of Nigerians in diaspora, to use their network to attract the much-needed assistance to the people in the bid to return to their normal lives and restore their human dignity by engaging in agricultural and other useful ventures. The Center for African Liberation and Socio-Economic Rights, CALSA, calls on international organizations such as the United Nations Children Fund, UNICEF, Food and Agriculture Organizations, FAO, the International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent, IFRC, Doctors Without Borders, Médecins Sans Frontières, MSF, and other notable humanitarian organizations to continue to provide that humanitarian support to the internally displaced persons returning to their communities in northeast Nigeria.
Hundreds of Nigerians from 5 states in the northeast on Thursday held a thank you rally to the Aso Rock Villa in appreciation of President Muhammadu Buhari over return of peace to their states. They comprised the natives of Adamawa, Bauchi, Gombe, Taraba, and Yobe State, who were once under the shackles of Boko Haram terrorists. In his address, Coordinator Adamu Kabir said by restoring normalcy to these 5 states, the president has kept his promise to the people of the region who shows so much confidence in him. Adamu, on behalf of the concerned citizens of Adamawa, Bauchi, Gombe, Taraba, and Yobe State, admitted that the era of multiple bombing, terror, and bloodshed is now in the past. The group also praised the governor of the 5 states for supporting the president and the Nigerian army, ensuring peace return to their domain. The citizens, however, appealed to President Muhammadu Buhari to continue his rebuilding and rehabilitation effort in this state, providing the necessary funding for the troop and NEDC.
Mr. President, we are indeed very grateful for keeping to your promise of restoring peace and security to the Northeast region. We are all aware that you assure us you will deal with Boko Haram menace, and true to your word, you have dealt with them mercilessly. Today they are confined to only Sambisa forest, where they carry out attacks on soft targets. But today, Boko Haram no longer hoist their flags in any of our local government. Today, our territorial integrity is in full grip of the Nigerian state. Our sovereignty is no longer threatened by the activities of these terrorists. We want to say thank you, Mr. President. You are indeed mega scare. Mr. President, we are indeed very grateful. And our solidarity, thank you here, today is informed by the need to thank you and to equally ask for more as peace has continued to return to our various states. We appreciate that you are making a lot of effort to equip the military and other security agencies. We appreciate your effort in setting up the Northeast Development Commission. It is a great intervention that has helped greatly in restoring peace through development. Our people, no doubt, have not had it this good in a very, very long while. In all of this, we are not unmindful of the impact of the cooperation of our various state governors with your government in order to achieve this peace. We commend our various governors too for their cooperation and smooth working with the Mr. President-led federal government, plus the cooperation with the Army and other sister security agencies.